Welcome back to Last Request Barbecue. This is the Yoder YS640 review and clean. I've had this Yoder since the spring. It was actually made, according to this tag, in March. I got it in early April, delivery from the great folks at Barbecue Galore. So what I'm going to do in this episode, first of all, is I'm going to give it a good clean, and then I'm going to do a bit of a review. I've been able to cook on it, I don't know, 2-3 times a week over the summer. So I've got my my usual tools here. I'm going to give you kind of a tutorial about what I do. Done not a whole big rigmarole, but there's a few tricks and tips that I'll fill you in with. We'll get it all clean and sparkly, and at the end, the big reveal, my Yoder gets a present. Let's get started. Let's get started. So the barbecue or the Yoder is cold right now, so I'm just going to clean it up, then vac it out. Now, first of all, I'm going to scrape our top rack on the top and the bottom. I got one of these spiral thingies. You know, we're all afraid a little bit about getting metal in our intestines, which is a good thing to worry about. But unfortunately, this thing is pretty much useless. It doesn't do anything really. So away with that. Now, I did buy a brand new, I've used it once or twice, Weber, which is a little tighter weave and a little more closer to the wire. I use it very rarely, only in cleaning, and then I clean up afterwards. I throw it out after one season, so this is about a week away from being thrown out. So let's get started and just give it a rub. Top here, we're looking to get rid of some of the big chunks. All right, now let's flip this around so we can get at her. All right. Now when I have time, I actually power wash this piece that I bring out and power wash these all. And that works out pretty well. I'm not going to power wash it here today in the video. Now, as you can see, all this guck here, all this is starting to fall down. So I got these are the additional aluminum grates that go on to the heat. I'll be talking about those. These are really great, but as you can see, they sure do accumulate a lot of mess. Now for this one, I've got this tool, which actually works okay. So first of all, I'm going to give it a quick on the top here, and then you can kind of get in here on the edge. And again, I have in the past also, and I probably will again use a power washer. I don't know if that ages these things a little quicker than they need to be. There we go. Now these things kind of come in, go in between. That's probably not a fun sound. Anyone who doesn't like that sound, you can mute for a second. There we go. And then let's dump these all in here. And these actually interconnect. It's a great accessory. It's the only one accessory I have for the Yoder. And it's a great accessory because when you take the heat plate off and you want to sear some meats, it's fantastic. These things get super cold. All right, so we get these 3 cleaned up. We've got our standard racks here. Give them a quick run through. All right, flip these around. And of course, the Yoder comes with 4 of these, but you replace a couple of them with these aluminum racks. All right, so there's your grates. Let's get those on the ground. And now I get a paint scraper, and we're gonna clean off the top of the deflecting plate and push all the dirt into the bottom because we're going to be vacuuming it up with a shop vac. You really want to get along these edges because that's where things kind of really fit in tight, and just push all this dirt into the bottom. Now let's get our heat plate off, our deflecting plate. Scrape that out. Now you really want to watch these, as I said, anywhere where anything connects. Now we lift our plate up. It's got a little notch. There we go. And so now that I get this plate up, so this is the deflecting plate, and here is the opening for when you can open it up and get direct heat out from the heat source. Pretty cool. Cleaned up. All right, put that down. And now we move on to this mess. All right, now we're into the belly of the beast, so to speak. So the first thing we do is take out this shield here. Now this goes around the main burner. And this is something you can do, taking this out before every cook, because what happens is the sawdust from the wood accumulates here, and just give it a shake. It's not the end of the world. You start it up and you haven't done that. It just smokes a lot, but good to take this out. And now look at all this material in here. Best way to get at it is with a shop vac. So get your shop vac out and let's get going. All right, clean. Oop, a little casually there with the glove. Now this is actually a pretty good time to start the review, so to speak. And what you could see in here is the basics of the Yoder. And it's got a couple of things, very basic. Got your ceramic heater box here, and that's where the pellets come in. Now let's put it back in this piece, which you can take out and remove, but it easily goes back into the Yoder. And you can see the pellets kind of fall into here and get burned, so you take that out, straighten that up. If that ever gets bent, you just kind of bend it back in place. And then it's got this big shield here that moves back and forth. Now theoretically, that is to distribute the heat or focus the heat. So you move this in and out. There's a lever on the outside here. There we go. There we go. And that moves in and out, and again, broaden the heat or focus heat, because all the heat's coming from here. Now the heat's being drawn out here, of course. Now what you can see here already is some rust spots here and here that seem to be breaking through the paint. Now it's not surprising it's happening here, because all the heat is here. Now Yoder does supply you with a can of flat black paint, and there is an accessory that can cover this, which I might get. But for now, this is something to, I'm not going to clean it up today, but I might give it a spray of black paint in the spring once I get going again. All right, so let's reassemble and begin a bit more of a clean. All right, so you get your heavy plate that goes in. And there's a notch right here. You want to make sure it seats comfortably in there, and then we'll put our trap door back. And what you'll find is when you're running it, the heat just fires right up from the bottom. And removing this or adding this puts an intensity of heat right up here. So that's why you can take or remove the door, and it's very important that this is clean as it is now. Most of the time, this stays covered, but if you want to sear some meat here, that's when this comes off, and that's where the aluminum racks have a great role. All right, the inside is all nice and vacuum. Now we're going to start moving on the outside. And for this, I use Zep, and I get this at Home Depot. It's a heavy-duty citrus degreaser and cleaner for pro. It is fantastic, a fantastic product for degreasing on this barbecue or others. For the stainless steel racks, I use this stainless steel polish from Canon and Doucette. And then I finish it off with this barbecue oil from the same Quebec manufacturer. And then for cleaning it, I've been using this microfiber cloth. So I'm going to finish this microfiber cloth. I don't want to scratch anything with it. It's probably going to be one use, and it's kind of going to be thrown out. And then I just start from the outside in, close it up, and we'll do the outside. So let's get going. With this degreaser, you want to let it sit for a few minutes. And I'm actually going to degrease some of this rack, top rack as well. And that'll burn off when I start cooking. All right. It's good to get rid of all this grease, because it really just affects the seal here and here, so the smoke stays in and the heat stays in, which of course is going to be very important as we approach the winter months. Hey, your best friend in this job? This Zep stuff. Available at Home Depot. Should we give these a quick wipe? Let's see what happens if I do that. Give those a quick wipe as well. Oh, that works nice. All right, microfiber's done, so let's get another one of those. Get ready to do the outside. So again, some degreaser, starting from the top. Love the microfibers, available everywhere. You know, Canadian Tire's got a good deal on their Frank private label brand. Very good product. Look at that, like new, shines like new. Beautiful. Now to get to our bottom part, we remove these heavy duty aluminum grates. Love these, very heavy duty. We'll get cleaning those last. And as you can see here, you've got, this isn't just dirt, this is actually some of the black paint that's kind of started to lift off. There's a bit of a mix of grease and other things here as well, but let's clean it up. It's starting to bubble here a little bit, which is probably why they're giving us some black paint. Again, the intensity of the heat is here, so let's see what we can do. There we go. So that gets rid of the grease, so we can kind of see a little bit, most of the grease anyway. So we can see what's happening here. Love this steel rack. I've put an entire bag of pellets on this rack. and it is super, super strong, which I really appreciate. Now, one of the accessories you can get for this is a stainless steel cover, but I kind of like the way that it looks now. And we'll do the same to our side piece. Side rack. There we go. Now we want to finish that off with another microfiber cloth and our stainless steel polish. This is available directly from these guys. Quebec-based, it's the same company that makes the cast iron oil that I put in the cast iron pans that make them look so good after cooking. Same company. And there we go. Brand new looking, pretty close. Very good. And last but not least, our barbecue grill oil. Spray that on here. Seems to seal and protect the oil. Cleans as well, though we've done a pretty good job of cleaning. And that'll all burn off as soon as the heat starts, and I'll give it a wipe with some oil as well. 100% natural, pretty good product. All right, so we've cleaned up our barbecue, and I finally got the one thing I wanted. Happy birthday or special gifts to the barbecue, the YS, and me, a barbecue cover. The actual barbecue cover, got from Barbecue Galore, came into stock. So let's cut it open and check it out. It should be the one that is shaped perfectly for what I need. Isn't that a little extra touch? Just like, it's really nice. Even just the way it's packed. I love Yoder because they think of all the small things. Let's get it out. Let's see how it fits. Waterproof, that's what I'm looking for. Now this is specifically the unit for the 640, so it should fit perfectly. All right, there we go. Beautiful, covers it all up. Covers that up. And if we wanted to tighten it up, just to avoid any kind of rain problem. Oh, there we go. There we go. Protected against the elements.